Okay, Coach, we'll start with the opening statement and then we'll open the questions.
Well, you put yourself in a situation you think to win the football game. You're right there where you need a play here, play there. I think as the game went along, as the game started to end, small things became big things. We didn't play very, very good situational football at times, and great job with our field goal unit. But when you're playing these FBS opponents, man, you're going to need touchdowns. So second game in a row, we moved the ball down the field, but didn't necessarily get the touchdowns that we needed. When they drove, they got touchdowns. So for a team that's not used to losing, we haven't lost 2 games in a season in a long time. Obviously, you play 2 quality opponents like a Troy and like a University of Miami. You're excited to now start SWAC play. That's really what our season's technically all about. Win the SWAC and then have the opportunity to play for the SWAC championship and play for the Celebration Bowl. So we'll take it week by week, but now it's time to get ready for Alabama A&M.
Coach, you seen the first half was played relatively clean by the team, but the second half it seemed like the penalties just mounted up.
Yeah, we got a little bit in our feelings a little bit. We talked about what they were going to try to do. We talked about them getting frustrated, and we did. We frustrated them, and then we countered it, but with our own frustration. So, not typical of us throughout the season. Obviously, it cost us in some really, really critical areas. Now you're playing with second down and long, third down and long. But these guys are now getting an opportunity to tee off on our quarterback. So, we got to play smarter, not just on offense, but defense. And, obviously special teams did a good job tonight. But, just some critical errors, that cost us big time tonight.
Coach, towards the beginning of the game, y'all came out having a lot of momentum. Second quarter had a chance to take the lead if y'all elected to kick the field goal and made it, but y'all decided to go for the fourth. Now, can you take us maybe through the rationale of that decision and maybe how that may have springboarded the rest of the game?
We had a situation where Cameron Gillis is our place correct at the time, and it wasn't at a spot. So he has to be at a certain spot for us to kick field goals. So ultimately we decided to go. He wasn't at the spot. It was going to be a deep kick for him. So ultimately that's why we decided to go for it at that time. I thought we had a good call. We were, I think, a yard and a half short. We were expecting him to be in man-to-man. Corner came off, made a really good play. But for us, the ball has to be at a certain spot for Gillis to kick. Michael Smith was not with us tonight, so but obviously Cameron Gillis was the only one, and that's where we went to.
Coach, there was a point where it seemed like they were able to shut down the running game a little bit early on, but then you guys adjusted defensively. And they adjusted, and you guys just went to passing the ball a little bit more. Talk about that decision, and what did you see once you step back from running the ball that much?
It's 14-9 at the half, and we get an opportunity to get the ball to start the half, and then we give up a big play to make it 21-9. So now it's just we're trying to gain some momentum. We thought we had some opportunities to get some deep balls. We had a deep ball. We had a chance to catch, and we didn't. And then they had 2 where they did. Right. So we thought we'd get some things up on the ground, but also in the air, and I thought we took advantage of it. But to win this football game, to win this type of game, you got to be able to stop the run as well, and also run the football. So we got behind, and then obviously at that time now you're trying to throw the ball, trying to get touchdowns. So it was ultimately, I guess at the end of the game, 34-12. If you would have told me that was going to be the final score after the first half that we played, I wouldn't have believed you. But big plays at the end by them. They made some plays at the end, and we didn't.
Talking about big plays, did you guys focus any in practice on Ross? Just knowing that this guy is a return threat, he gets the ball in his hands, he's going to get extra yards.
Yeah, we talked about him on Monday. And we talked about him throughout the week. We knew, throughout the season, they had him as a returner. Then when they went to Iowa, they moved him to punt returner. So we knew he was going to be at different spots. We also kind of counted on him being a kickoff returner, right? And they did that tonight. So we sky kicked in the kicking game. They actually were missing one of their really good players, number 14, their tight end. So we knew he was going to get the football, and we had some coverages set up for it. The one at the end, our corner's supposed to be over the top. He got beat, right? And the other one, he called a slant route and made us miss a couple times. So it wasn't like we didn't know he was going to make plays. Ultimately for us, we had some coverages that we thought could help us with him. But 7 was better than us tonight.
One last thing, Coach, from me. Penalties, they seem like some of them just happened.
Well, we had two offsetting penalties where, if they had a penalty and then we had a personal foul right after that, where in all reality, they should have just had a penalty with roughing the passer, and we shouldn't have had a retaliation penalty. So, now our drive is now put maybe inside the 20-yard line as opposed to at the 40. So, we got a little bit in our feelings. Right? I think we were frustrating them. We were doing some things that we thought we could do. And we were frustrating them, but then we were retaliating once they did something else. So, we got to be better than that. We understood that. We talked about that as a football team. We got to be a little bit more disciplined. And when they're not disciplined and they're not respecting the game like I need them to, that falls in my lap.
Coach, y'all have played against two FBS teams. One of the teams that at the top of the country, and then y'all play against a G5 team. Talk about that a little bit. I mean, you play against one of the best teams in the nation. Of course, that didn't go as planned, but you play against one of the G5 teams. How different is it playing against these G5 teams instead of playing against the Power Fours?
I know you're playing them at home. You got a team that was trying to make sure they did everything to get a win. They did some really, really good things. They came out and ran the football. They came out and threw the football. I mean, that wasn't much different for us. We know we're playing up. We know we're playing against a program that's going to be well coached. They did some really, really good things. So for us, we had to come on the road. And no matter where we go, we're going to have to show our best. And we needed to show our best if we were going to have the opportunity to win tonight. We didn't. That's why we lost by 22. But I thought we played a very, very good first half. We didn't play the second half we needed to have in order for us to win the football game.
Coach, Alabama A&M took a big loss today. Next week they will come into Bragg Stadium. We get to get back to the FCS level and get back to Bragg Stadium. How inviting is it to be able to correct things at Bragg Stadium?
Well, it's always important when you go back home. Obviously Troy just saw that tonight, right? They went on the road, had a couple losses. They get back into their friendly confines, and things automatically work their way. But we got some work to do. Alabama A&M, obviously looking at them ahead, got a very, very good offense. So we're gonna have to tighten up some things defensively. But when in doubt, if we ever need to go home and kind of get back to what we do, it's always very, very nice to do it in Bragg Stadium.
And Coach, as y'all kind of wash your hands with the non-conference schedule now, like you said, y'all going into the SWAC schedule. 4 games into your era here at FAMU football. What do you learn about this team through these first 4 games as y'all transition into SWAC play? I think
you got to major in the minors. I think we got to do a better job of taking care of our details. We had a couple penalties where just alignment didn't hurt us, right? We got a big play, and then our wide receivers don't align correctly, right? Then we have another big play, and then we don't have the correct number on the ball. So those are the things that we got to make sure we take care of details. And I'm not just talking about offense, but defensively as well. Our communication was better, but it wasn't up to the standard that we've had over here the last couple of years. So those are things that we got to really, really major in the minor things, because those minor things tonight, especially, they became major blows for us.
As you walked out of the locker room after talking to your team, how were they feeling? They ready to get? Well,
I told them, man, regardless of how win, lose, or draw, we always do the same thing. We talk about the game, and then we pray afterwards. I mean, collectively, I thought that, the team felt that we might have let one slip away. But I think that also should allow us to understand that we got to take care of our small details, and that was something that it was evident tonight. It was evident tonight. A good football team. Troy did a really, really good job. Did some things, ran the football. But obviously like I said earlier, coming into half 14-9. Us getting the football back. To start the half, you probably wish, we would have had a better opportunity to put ourselves in a better situation. So we didn't do that. We went 3 and out. They got the football, came down and scored. So, for us, I think offensively, defensively, special teams, we got some things we got to work on, things to build on. Obviously, playing Miami and Troy, they show you the things that you have to be really, really good at. So, we'll work on that. We'll get ourselves, we're not done with Troy yet. We'll look at the game film Sunday. We'll look at what we did. We'll do our corrections, and then we'll get ready for Alabama A&M Monday morning.